what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Reverse 1999 reaction. I have played the game now. I spent an entire month giving it a shot, and I'm honestly still playing it, and I plan to stream Chapter 7 when I get there. I think I end right before 4 in my stream, so we're like right there, but I'm gonna do a lot of that off stream. Either way though, this is the Dawn's EP. The only reason I'm doing this is because Gardabro mentioned it in a comment, and they also mentioned The Earth Groans, but this one as well. And when I looked up this one, I saw a bunch of comments immediately about how bad the Russian is in it, and that doesn't really bode well for like me being able to comment on it. I don't know Russian, but I am curious to see if I can even notice what the difference is as somebody who really doesn't know the accents therein at all. So I guess without further ado, let's go!
Тихий дон в тумане, не спеши уходить. Вы в реке у воды кони пьют, склонившись к воде.
Wow.
А в саду у хаты вишни в росе стоят.
Oh, that's some heavy adjustment.
Но о чем непонятно.
Not for the accent, but for like the vocals themselves. These are heavily like auto-tuned Melodyne tweaks. You can hear that high compression. It's weird too, because like the singer's not a bad vocalist, and the song's kind of bumping, you know? God, I even heard like a little click there at the end of that phrase.
Кто-то вяжет снопы, кто-то точит клинок. Эй-ей, эра-ей, ей-ей-ей-ей-ей. Эй-ей, эра-ей-ей-ей-ей.
I'll be real, this is not a Russian accent I've ever heard before. It feels slurred and thin. And that's coming from somebody who doesn't know the language. It feels weird.
На заре казак седлает коня, сдерживает крик.
But I'm still bumping with the folk sound, you know?
Свадебный плач ждет, а в ручье у брода медно гильза поет. По реке плоты плывут,
The song is fun, but... Ooh. Oh, man, sorry. It's like, did he hit that note, or did the producer hit that note for him? I'm really wondering about this. I'm confused about this vocalist.
А в колодце звезды отражаются в раз. То ли сабли блещут, то ли молнии угас.
Like, I love the energy it brings. It's a fun song. It does get that essence of, like, Russian folk down. It has that. It's really the vocalist that kind of does the song in. That's a bummer, because otherwise it's fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to try to explain my thoughts on especially the vocals here, because this is weird. I understand the comments now that were wondering if it was AI. I don't think so. I do not believe that this is an AI vocal, purely because I think the AI would probably get the accent a little bit more normal, like a little bit more standard. It would go for a neutral accent. A lot of AI does that because that's like the bulk of their bullshit training that they do. And it's like, cool, whatever the fuck. But at the same time, this is so strange as far as the accent goes, even to me, that this has to be somebody. I don't know if this is somebody who's native speaking. I saw that there was like credits for this, and that the credits for the name of the person were in Russian. So I'm sitting here like, well, this has to be somebody who's Russian. Why do they sound like that? Maybe, and this is like my best guess here, they're not a bad vocalist, but clearly, like I mentioned, you can hear a lot of adjustment to the voice. So I wonder if they're just not a singer, like truly, and they were just a part of like the studio that did this and knew how to roughly sing the language, so they did that, and maybe like moved away when they were young or something, so now their accent's really broken and strange. It's also very possible that they're from a very weird part of the country. Like, it could be from some weird northern corner that nobody's ever heard of, because we get weird accents like that in the US too that nobody knows about, and can definitely sound weird if you don't know they exist. So I'm not entirely against the reality that this could be somebody's straight up accent. It just seems so oddly, like, there's a quality to this that feels like I was mentioning during the reaction, very like almost nasally and way more like pronounced, and like sounded like it was forcing a lot of the vowels and everything in here that I don't usually hear. It feels like it was either overstressed to the point of slurring, like they were trying, like while you're drunk or something and you're trying to get words to sound normal and you think you're doing right, but clearly you're not. That could have also been, strangely enough, a choice by the producers. Maybe they wanted that essence to make it sound a little bit more authentic in that way, which is very possible given the tone of this song being very much a folk song. Sounds like a drinking song for sure. I'm kind of torn because I agree that this sounds weird, but I don't know Russian anywhere near enough by far to really give you an actuality of what this scenario is and why this singer sounds like this. But to me, it just sounds like they're honestly trying too hard. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not. It was a weird decision either way, but like I was mentioning, with all the like overcorrection going on and all the adjustment in the vocals, I feel like this person, while they might not have the worst ear ever, like they're not tone deaf, they can kind of carry a tune, but it doesn't really sound like they're a trained vocalist to me either as a result, because most of the time trained vocalists within the languages they sing are able to adjust for those languages like phonetically. So they're able to handle the different vowel shapes and consonants and how to make those perform well in a song, because like for a choral singer, people who sing English, they would do a lot of open vowels, and instead of like pinching off things, you would leave them open. So like instead of saying dine, you would say dawn, you know, crap like that. You probably heard about it in like middle school and high school if you were in choir. It's very much that same principle, but they do that in the professional setting as well. So I would like to believe that if this is a professional singer, that they would know what adjustments to make for their specific language. That's why I'm figuring this is either somebody who just happens to know the language kind of, and as a result has kind of a broken performance, or they do speak it natively, but they're not really a singer of the language, and it just kind of sounds weird, like they're trying to force it as a result. Very strange. It's a very overall strange scenario, but I don't think the song is bad as a result of it, purely because I'm not a Russian speaker at all, so like the mispronunciations of things isn't so problematic to my ear that I'm like, ew, disgusting, I can't listen to this because it sounds like an idiot. You know, like I can't do that because it doesn't sound like that to me. It just sounds like Russian and a dialect potentially I am not familiar with, and that could honestly be the case for most people if this person is native and is from like a weird corner. So there's a lot of if, ands, or maybes about this one, but the song itself, the music itself, the tune itself was great. They had a lot of fun putting in things like, of course, you got to go with the standard accordions and the usual folky things that end up in music from Russia and the surrounding areas. It's just a fun song, and it does exactly what it needs to do for this particular moment, which is again, seemingly almost like it's a drinking song. It has this sort of like a bravado to it, like where it's somebody standing on a table in the middle of a bar, raising a fucking, I don't know if it'd be a glass or like whatever, like a mug. It's just like, hey, it's just, I don't know, but that's exactly the feeling I'm getting from this. So I like to believe that that's the point, that this song is supposed to mimic a folk song that is written to just be kind of a random party song, something to regale the tellings of some other person or people, and that's just a lot of folk music, to be fair. So it sounds good, and the progression is good. I'm not going to get into the music theory for this one because I talked so much about the vocal performance this time around, but it's a really fun song for every other purpose. I think that the vocal thing that a lot of people were mentioning, especially for those who do speak Russian and probably a more normalized variant of the language, it probably feels really strange and probably an issue to listen to as a result. But for me, and probably all of my other one language only brethren out there, maybe a little speckle of something else, something you learned in high school, whatever, it's just not gonna bother us because it just sounds like some dude standing on top of a table shouting a song because that's what's going on. And I think for the vocal corrections, it was just to adjust for that, to make it work with the voice. Because like if you're just kind of singing and you're not trained, you're not going to hit the tones properly and hit the pitches. It's not going to sound good. Even if they were to try that, if they weren't to have adjusted for it, it would have sounded worse. So it's kind of the you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, and you really don't have a choice there. So I think the producer did okay at trying to mask a lot of that, but there was definitely moments in there, like that one little blip section that I like mentioned, that there was like this cutoff. It sounded very strange. It was like right at the end or the beginning of a phrase, and you could like hear the digital click where like the Melodyne process just could not keep up with how off it was at the start. And again, that will happen for anybody who's not a singer and doesn't know how to hit a note and just kind of goes for it, and that'll happen. So this song is fun. I like this one. But again, to me, it's going to perform better than to somebody who's speaking the language and going, what the hell is this drunken bastard talking about? So either way, I give it like a solid 8. It's a fun song, but I can definitely see a few points being knocked off purely because of the over approach to the vocals. As a folk song, it's fun. As a performance on recording, maybe they could have done a little bit better, had somebody else handle it, or just not have worried so much about whatever performance they were trying to do with this one. Very strange scenario, but a fun song, I suppose. But like I said, I've been yapping enough, so thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want me to get to something else from Reverse 1999, by all means, drop in the comments below, and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or maybe if you don't want to do any of that and you just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, or watching that stream of Chapter 7 when I get to it sometime in the future, you know how to do all that, and I'll see all of you in the next video.